It's 7 o'clock on Friday morning. The old currant bun is coming up over there, and it's very misty. It's not cold, it's a little chilly. Now then, what have I been doing this week? Well, it's funny you should ask. I've been getting on with this, and tomorrow I've got a couple of cube of concrete coming, which is about 2,000 baht a cube, and I'm going to concrete this floor. Later on today I've got to make a couple of formers, because in this section there's two of these raised beds going in the middle, and I don't want the concrete under them. So that's that. So these concrete rings I bought, and I have painted them blue. The reason for that, look at all this heavy condensation on here. Right, my initials on there, and painted them blue. This base will be tiled. This pergola will go on top. These will be feet for the pergola to bring it up to the same height as that one, or similar height. And then there'll be a gravel path all around, and I'm looking at graveling this area, and the reason for that is I want to put a container garden of flowers on this gravelled area, and paved area if you like, from the hard standing to that. Table and chairs in the middle. I might buy the table, I may make a table, I'm not sure yet. I quite favour making one, but I'm not over convinced what I'm going to do. But I'd like to build in this section here a Barbie. That's what I'd like to do, and I've got something in my mind to build a bit of a curved wall here and incorporate into it a barbecue area, so we can have Barbies. At Christmas, I didn't want to be one of these people who make a New Year's resolution and break it a few days afterwards. So at Christmas I decided to go on a diet and cut down on the beer, and I actually hadn't had a beer since Christmas up to last night. And I was on a low carb diet, quite effectively like the keto diet. So it was no bread, no potatoes, you know, carbs. And since Christmas to last night, which was the 6th of February, I had lost about 12 kilograms. I've gone down from 96, there comes the sun. I'd gone down from 96 kilograms down to 83. I consider 83 kilograms literally to be my fighting weight. In other words, it's a good weight. I'm almost 6 foot tall, 5'11", and there you go. But last night I blitzed the diet in fine style. May and I had a few beers, and I had a couple of pieces of Yorkshire Parkin. And this morning I've had a cup of 3-in-1 coffee, which is full of sugar, and I haven't had any coffee since Christmas. So there you go. Come on, son. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? So I have been well busy in the garden this week. I haven't got the compost out. That's going out tomorrow, Saturday, on this area. And but what I have done, I've been cracking on with prepping my seeds up Here is some beautiful, gorgeous cauliflowers. The tomatoes are still kicking out. Oh my God. I thought these would have been finished before now. And they have been. And they are very, very beautiful, these tomatoes. Oh. These taste like tomatoes used to taste when you were a kid. Full of flavour. Slightly tarty. This is lemon balm. That is a tangerine. There are some strawberry seedlings, more tomatoes, sunflowers, all sorts of stuff. A couple of wisteria seedlings, chili peppers, cucumbers. There's loads of stuff. I've got loads and loads and loads of seedlings in. These are cantaloupe melons, and these are orange pot melons, and then some other seeds. These are pots full of cucumber seeds, which will be up next week. More tomatoes, and even more tomatoes. So it has been rather a full week. Whilst it's early, I'll get some water on the grass, I think. And I might water my lettuce. Look at these beautiful lettuce here. Look at these gorgeous lettuce. I'll be having some of those at lunchtime. And onions, and this is aloe vera, given to me by Ian's lovely wife, Angie. Look at that little tendril there wrapped around that eyelet there of this grapevine. Nature, eh? Absolutely wonderful. I ran the mower over this bit, you can see, chopping up these leaves. It's all go, isn't it? And it's been hot in the afternoons. Look at the bird bath. Almost dry. I'm going to relocate this. In fact, I might get rid of it altogether. The reason is the bees, there's an apiary in the orchard across, and the bees come here for water, and there's millions of bees on this during the day. There's a couple on now, but with millions of bees all day, which is part of nature, which, as you well know, I love, but the bees put the birds off. So the bees come and the birds don't. And I did create it as a bird bath. So, a bit of a quandary really. Bees or birds? Whoever coined the phrase the birds and the bees didn't know that they don't really coexist. There we go. That one fountain covers quite a large area. So, from a very misty, beautiful Chiang Rai, with my lovely nasturtiums and tomatoes and everything else that's going on, got to sand these down and paint them, because these two frames, along with the wires that go with them, are going to go in some planters and form a line of grapes. So I've got white table grapes, Sauvignon Blanc, and a red grape. So happy as Larry. I've got some more trees to plant, some more fruit trees. And the sad thing is, I'm probably not going to live long enough to see them fruit, but somebody will, and some members of the family will enjoy the fruit from the trees that I've planted. And indeed, the bulk of trees on the garden, over half the trees on the garden, was planted by me probably 20 years ago when we first bought the land. That is, this is what's happened. One of my friends, Stephen, has always been critical that the trees we planted blocked off the views of the mountains, and I would prefer the trees. You know, all this section, the whole of this section was open apart from the mature half dozen mango trees, and the bamboo that's at the bottom was originally here. Everything else May's planted and I have planted over the years. I've entering into the orchard section, I've got another dozen to go in here this coming week. And if I was Thai, I wouldn't plant the trees now. I would wait till the start of the rains. But as I've got the water, there's no big deal. Down in my 10 orchard trees that I planted a few months ago or last year, and in there there's 10 coffee bushes to go in, because I'm going to grow our own coffee. There's some chocolate trees, some cacao to go in to grow and produce our own chocolate. I've made chocolate before. I've quite enjoyed it. It's quite simple to make, more simple than you could believe if you don't know how to do it. And then I've got a couple of macadamia to go in, macadamia nuts. So loving it, really, loving every bit of it. Eventually, one day, it will be a tropical food forest, and some of the nephews, and if we ever get a niece, will be walking around this land gathering the produce that May and I have laid down. Nice thought. I wonder if they'll give us a thought in the future. Perhaps. We don't know. But anyway, bye bye for now.